One of the greatest kitchen appliances are air fryers. They come in many shapes and sizes and styles. They can cook many types of food and prepare those foods healthier. They cut down on cooking time and save money on energy. I'll be talking about the air fryer that I use on a daily basis, and that will be our topic for the day. Hello, and welcome to Topic for the Day. Back in about 2018, my daughter, for my birthday in November, she bought me a air fryer. And it was my first air fryer, and I fell in love with it. And I've used it so much where it's no longer functional. So here in 2024, she bought me a brand new air fryer for my birthday in November. Now, it's December right now. It's after Christmas and right before New Year's. And I'm just getting around to taking it out of the box. So what she got me was a Chefman Multifunctional Air Fryer Plus. The model number is RJ3810RDO V2AM. So we're going to go ahead and take it out of the box, and we're going to see what features this air fryer has. And voila, what an unboxing. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So now we're in a little bit closer here. So what you got here is you got your manual here. All right. And we'll just take that out of the bag. It's tightly in his bag. So let's see if we can get it out of here. Okay. All right, so that's the manual there. Safety instructions. It's just pretty basic. Talks about the features, presets, operating instructions, the best results, and yeah. So it's just a pretty basic manual. Cleaning and maintenance, troubleshooting, frequent asked questions, and then there's a second booklet, and it says Quick Start Guide, features and accessories before first use, cleaning and maintenance, and how to use the air fryer. So this one is nothing but a quick starting guide. So as you can see, everything that's in the box is there in that picture. Okay, the features and accessories. So you have this is to pull the racks out. This one here. Okay, so if I open it up, you can see you have 3 racks, and just slide that in there to pull them out, just like that. All right, and then you have your grease tray here on the bottom, and then the racks are stainless steel, look like. And then there's another screen up by the heating element that you can pull out and I guess clean that also. with the grease, splattering up and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of protects the heating element. It doesn't show that here in this picture. Then you have your rotisserie rod and forks. And we'll get into that a little bit more. And then before use and cleaning and maintenance, usually how to use the air fryer, step 1, 2, 3, and 4. And nothing on the back except a big old picture here. So that's all that's about. Now, what I did do, I bought online a basket that I can put French fries in, and also this air fryer does dehydration and stuff like that, and you can use the basket also for dehydrating stuff. So we'll get into that a little bit more depth. I'm not going to do any dehydrating of anything, but you do have that option. All right, let's dive right into this. So first, you've already seen the measurements of the outer dimensions so that you can decide where you're going to put it in your kitchen and if it'll fit there. And now we're going to look at the inside dimensions. So we're going to go ahead and open it up, take out our racks. You can see they're all the same depth. Take out the grease tray. And if you notice, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shelf positionings. And let's go ahead and measure this. The width is about, it's exactly 9.5 inches. And the height is exactly 7 inches. Let's pull out the grease splash screen, and you can see the heating element above, and the fan is right behind that heating element. Let me see if we can get that in there. You can see the fan above the heating element. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and close this up. And we're going to go ahead and pull these stickers off. That's one. And that's 2. And there she is. No stickers. So let's pull the safety off of the plug here. And we're going to go ahead and plug this baby in. And there she is, fired up. Alright. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this back a little bit to see if we can get rid of some of the glare on the top of the display. It didn't make too much difference, but okay, so let's first look at the manual here, and it shows all the presets. So you see in the air fry presets, you have the first one is manual mode, 15 minutes, 400 degrees, rotisserie yes. The second one is fries, 18 minutes, 400 degrees, no rotisserie. Chicken, 30 minutes, 375, rotisserie yes. Fish, 10 minutes, 350, no rotisserie. Meat, 25 minutes, 375, rotisserie, yes. Vegetables, 15 minutes, 350, no rotisserie. And now for the bake, you have the manual mode, 30 minutes, 350, rotisserie, yes. Cake, 20 minutes, 325, no rotisserie. Chicken, 45 minutes, 375, rotisserie, yes. Fish, 15 minutes, 350, no rotisserie. Vegetables, 25 minutes, 350, no rotisserie. And then your dehydration section, which is manual mode, 10 hours, 165. All of these have no rotisserie. Then you have meat, 4 hours, 165. Vegetables, 6 hours, 130. Fruit, 8 hours, 135. Now, the maximum temperature in the air fry and the bake uh, mode is 400, and the minimum is 200. And for dehydration, the high temperature is 200 and the low temperature is 95, which we'll see that right now. So when you first fry it up, you can see that the temperature and the time cycles. So it just constantly cycles through the temperature and the time. So it just continuously does that, alternate. So now let's hit the bake button. And if you notice something, that everything that applies to the bake presets is lit. If you go to the air fry, everything that pertains to air fry is lit. If you go to dehydration, everything that pertains to dehydration is lit. So now that we're on dehydration, to cycle between the time and the temperature, you just hit the time temp button, and we're going to see what that low temperature is. So let's go. So it appears that the high temperature is 200 and the low temperature is 95. Let's go to air fry, and the high temperature you can see is 400. Okay, and the low is 200. All right, let's go to bake, and the high temperature, let's go to, is 400 and the low temperature is 200. So those are all the temperatures there. And in any of the presets, you can always turn on and off the rotisserie, I do believe, on all presets. Maybe not in the dehydration mode. Let's see. Dehydration. Yeah, so in dehydration, you cannot turn on the rotisserie. But in air fry, you can turn it on and off. It doesn't matter which one you're in. Well, if you select a preset, like this one, yeah, you can still turn it on and off, even when it's lit up on the preset. So that's in the air fry mode. And then in the bake mode, you can also turn it on and off, regardless of what preset you push, except for fish. Fish, it just goes off and it doesn't work. So in some, the ones that it says no rotisserie, you don't have that option of turning it on and off. So that pretty much covers that. And then you have your light. That's what it looks like. So now, let's go ahead and open it up. And put like grease splash tray in there. And the first thing we're going to talk about is the rotisserie forks here. Okay? And let's get the rod. This is the rod here. So let's measure the length of this rod. So the rod length is about 9 and a little bit less than 9.5. Okay, and then on the rod here you see little indentation there, indentation here, and that's where these screws here on the forks screw down onto those little notches there, so you can flip them over, and that's how you get a good nice bite for your chicken or Cornish hen, whatever you're going to cook. All right, and let's go ahead and put the other one on here. Okay, if you notice that it's square, just like the rod is square, so it won't, roll around on the rod itself. All right, let's get this on here. I guess I got to bag the screw out a little bit. Let's bag the screw out. There you go. All right, now we can put this on here, making sure that the little indentation is on the top where the screw is going to be. And we slide it on, and there we go. And we screw it down. All right, so now I believe the way that they would like for you to put this in here, sorry for the noise, is that if I had my chicken on here, then I would take this, and if you notice that you have these two indentations on the rod, one here and one on the other side, and that's where this hook would hook on, and then you would drape it over the hook on. Well, first you would put it into, let's slide this over. Okay, cancel. Wow, the light just went out. Why did that happen? Let's see what the problem is. Okay, I guess the light's on a timer, because you notice the light had went out on me. All right, so now you would stick it into this hole over here. You can see it right there. And then once you get it in there, you raise the other side up and just drop it on like that. And when you want to take it out, you would lift the right side up first, slide it over, and just slide it out. So that's the way that works. Now, as far as the grease tray, I've seen some people online line their grease tray with aluminum foil. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. If I do, maybe I'll just cut a piece and just have it go around just in the bottom of this instead of wrapping it around. So if I do it, I'll just put it in the bottom, maybe, I don't know, and just have it kind of enough to come up to create a little pocket there. So now that we have covered that, we're going to go ahead and cook something in this air fryer. So the first thing I'm going to cook is some French fries. And what I did notice is the older versions of this air fryer, it came with a basket, which I had to buy mine online separately, which looked like this. And it came with some air fryer cooking paper. That I guess that those were bonuses for the older versions. But now all they come with is the 3 racks, the grease tray, the splash screen, the rotisserie rod and forks, and 3 stainless steel racks, and your fork. So that's all it comes with when you buy it now. So I got my basket loaded up with the fries here. And we're going to go ahead and close the door. And I'm going to go ahead and use my fork here. Okay, with my air fryer to get this basket in there. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and start this and see what happens. So we're going to close the door, and we're already on fry. I want to select French fries, but I need to hit the rotisserie button, which it doesn't let me do rotisserie in the French fry mode. So on the Chefman Multipurpose, what I need to do is go to, all right, let's go back and then come back over. So now I'm in manual. And if you notice that the rotisserie light is lit and it says 15 minutes, I'm going to increase that time to the 18 that the preset for French fries say. So we're going to go ahead and set that to 18. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave it at 15 and let's see what happens. I can always add some minutes. So let's go ahead and hit start. And you can see the basket running. Let me turn on the light. So we'll come back. One thing I noticed is this air fryer is a little loud. And I see a piece of styrofoam stuck between the 2 glasses. Right there. Anyway, we got 7 more minutes. Alright, so the buzzer just went off. It says the end. We're going to let it just go ahead and go through its cool down cycle. Alright, so let's open it up. So that was, what was it, 15 minutes? So let's see what we're working with here. Okay, I need to rotate the basket. Let me see if I can get my hooks on here. Yeah, I can get them on here. And look like there could be a little bit more cooking involved here. So look like we should go with the preset had 18 minutes. So we're going to go for a few minutes more. All right. So I guess I want to cancel air fryer. We're going to go ahead and set the timer for, oh, wait a minute, I hit the temperature by accident. All right, take it back to 400. And then go to time, and we want to come down. Let's go another 4 minutes. Let's try 4 minutes, okay? And make sure the rotisserie is on and hit start. All right, we got 1 minute to go. Should be finishing it up in a few more seconds. All right. Let it go ahead and cool off and shut down. All right. So I got my fork here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and let's close the door. We're going to push this back. Now, like I said, it was a piece of styrofoam in here. You can see it, and you can see that the double pane on the door, that didn't even melt. So the door is hot. The sides, I can keep my hands on them. The top, I can keep my hands on, but the front, I can't. It's just a little bit too hot. Just slightly hotter than the sides and the top. So we're gonna push this back. And let's open it up. Pull it out. Oh yeah, those look good. Plate over here. Let's rotate this around to the door here. Let's take that off. Open the door. All right, we gotta get a little bit better than that. Okay. And look at that, nice and golden. Let me taste one. Small one. Crunchy. All right, we're gonna set those to the side. And I've got my Popeye's chicken right here. Okay. So I'm gonna put this on the middle, about in the middle. About on the middle rack here. And let's first cancel. Let's set this for, I'm gonna leave it at 400. And we're gonna go for, let's go for like 8 minutes. Let's just try that. All we have to do is just warm this up. And I don't need the rotisserie. And we'll hit start. Then we'll come back. So another thing I just noticed, the basket cools off so fast. Look, I can just hold it right in my hand. The sides are warm, but the basket itself is now cool. Just in a matter of not even a whole minute, it cooled off. All right, so I think 4 minutes is probably long enough enough time to warm up leftover fried chicken from Popeyes. So we're gonna let it get down to, it's at 4 minutes now, and I had it set for 8, so we're gonna go ahead and check this out. Let me move my plate here. And we use the fork again. pull the basket out. Oh yeah. Let's close this up. And let's go ahead and you can see the foil raise up when the fan comes on. So it looks like you may have to, if you're going to use foil, you have to wrap it around. Look at that crust come off of there. Oh yes. Okay. So that to the side. Oh yeah, this chicken is ready. French fries and fried chicken. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. My thoughts. Well, here is a list of 10 things why this air fryer or any air fryer can be a plus for your kitchen. 1. Healthier cooking, because anything that you're cooking that has grease in it or you're preparing in grease, that makes it healthier when you prepare it in the air fryer. Faster cooking. The cooking times can be actually cut to 30% or half in some instances. Crispier results without oil, like if you're cooking battered fish or chicken or French fries or anything that you would cook in grease or oil, all you have to do is just lightly coat whatever it is and you can cook it in the air fryer. So therefore you're using way less oil and it's not sitting in the oil. Easy to clean. I've got a video coming up where I'm going to be cleaning my air fryer after a little bit more than a year of ownership of it. So be looking out for that. Space saving and energy efficient. Of course it's energy efficient because you're not using that big oven. And when it comes to space, some people say that this air fryer is large, and it takes up a lot of counter space. But actually the width is less than a toaster oven. And when it comes to the height, the distance between your countertop and the bottom of your cabinet is plenty of space to accommodate this air fryer, and it's worth having. Versatile. Yes, the air fryer is versatile as far as the foods that it can cook, the things that it can do. It can dehydrate, you can do rotisserie, and also with the third-party accessories that you can purchase, but you just have to make sure that you measure the inside dimensions or your racks of your air fryer before you buy them to make sure that they fit. It makes it even more versatile. Ideal for reheating? Yes, it is. It's better than the microwave for a lot of food when you want to reheat it. Budget friendly, of course. We know that it only costs, cents to operate this oven because it's cutting down on the cooking time, and plus it's smaller and it warms up very fast. Great for small portions. Yes, it is. If you're just cooking a quick meal, then this is perfect. Kid friendly and safe. Just like a microwave, anything that you prepare in it, you can't touch the glass. The glass gets hot in the front. And also, when you retrieve the food out of the microwave, it's going to be hot. And your kid, if they know that and they know how to handle hot food that's coming out of the microwave, the same thing applies for the air fryer. You just have to make sure you handle it. The outside of this air fryer is cool. You can touch it. You just don't want to touch the glass. So that about does it. So if you found this information useful, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you won't miss the next video of topic for the day.